Have you ever felt like giving up on something you really cared about? Maybe it's a dream you've been chasing, a goal that feels just out of reach, or a challenge that seems too difficult to overcome. No matter how hard you try, you feel like you're stuck or things aren't going the way you hoped. You look at the progress others are making and start to wonder if it's even worth trying anymore. The fear of failure, self-doubt, and frustration build up inside, making you question whether you should just quit. We've all been there, feeling like we're facing an insurmountable wall and wondering if the effort is even worth it. But here's the truth. You are not alone in feeling this way. It's normal to face challenges, to experience setbacks, and to question your ability to succeed. Everyone, no matter how successful they may seem, has felt like giving up at some point. The important thing is not what happens when you face those moments of doubt, but how you respond to them. What if I told you that there's a powerful way to keep going, to rise above the fear of failure, and to find strength even in the hardest of times? In Islam, we are taught that struggling and persevering through difficulties is part of the human experience. But we are also reminded that we do not have to face these struggles alone. Allah has given us the tools to overcome challenges, stay resilient, and never give up. One of the most powerful tools is Tawakkul, putting our trust in Allah, knowing that He has a plan for us and that no matter what happens, we are not abandoned. By embracing Tawakkul, we find the courage to keep going even when things seem impossible. If you've ever felt like giving up, you don't have to carry that burden of fear or doubt by yourself. Let's explore how Islam can help us overcome the feeling of wanting to quit and inspire us to keep going, even when the road seems tough. With faith, trust, and the right mindset, you can find the strength to rise above your challenges and never give up on what matters most. The key to overcoming the urge to give up lies in trusting Allah's plan for us. In those moments when everything feels uncertain and our efforts seem to go unnoticed, Islam teaches us the profound concept of Tawakkul, putting our full trust in Allah, knowing that He is the best of planners. It's easy to get lost in the fear of failure, but Tawakkul reminds us that success isn't solely about the outcome. It's about the effort, sincerity, and intention behind what we do. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, taught us that trust in Allah isn't just about relying on Him without effort. It's about putting in our best effort and then surrendering the outcome to Allah. He said, if you were to rely upon Allah with the reliance He is due, you would be provided for as the birds are provided for. They go out hungry in the morning and return full. Tirmidhi. This hadith emphasizes that our role is to make the effort, but Allah will take care of the rest. By trusting in Allah, we release the burden of controlling every detail and stop measuring success by worldly standards. This shift in perspective helps us move forward with confidence, knowing that every step we take is guided by Allah's wisdom. When we face difficulties, it's natural to feel discouraged and think that our efforts are not enough. But this is where dua, supplication, plays a critical role. Islam encourages us to turn to Allah in prayer, not just when things go wrong, but continuously asking for help, guidance, and strength. Through dua, we don't just seek solutions, we build a deeper connection with Allah, reinforcing our trust in His plan. The act of asking Allah for help is a reminder that we are not alone in our struggles. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, reminded us that Allah is always near, ready to listen to our needs, no matter how big or small. When we combine our efforts with trust in Allah's plan and turn to Him in dua, we start to feel lighter. We no longer feel burdened by the weight of trying to control everything ourselves. Instead, we realize that Allah, in His infinite wisdom, has already planned what is best for us. The fear of failure and the desire to give up begin to fade, replaced by the peace that comes from knowing that whatever happens, it's all part of a divine plan meant to shape us into the best version of ourselves. By embracing Tawakkul and dua, we tap into a deeper strength, one that allows us to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. We trust that Allah is guiding us, and in that trust, we find the courage to continue even in the face of difficulty. As you continue to trust Allah and turn to Him in dua, another powerful tool in overcoming the urge to give up is patience. Sabr. The road to success and personal growth is rarely a straight path. It's filled with ups and downs, unexpected turns, and moments of doubt. Patience is the key to navigating these challenges without losing hope or feeling defeated. Islam teaches us that patience isn't about passively waiting for things to change, but about remaining steadfast, staying committed to our goals, and trusting that Allah's timing is always perfect. The Quran beautifully reminds us that, so be patient. Indeed, the promise of Allah is truth. Quran 30:60. This verse assures us that patience, combined with faith in Allah's plan, will lead us to success. When we are patient, we don't simply endure our difficulties. We grow through them. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to develop our character, strengthen our faith, and become closer to Allah. Patience helps us to endure without feeling crushed by the weight of our difficulties. Instead, it helps us to see every trial as part of the divine plan that will lead us to something greater. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the perfect example of patience in the face of adversity. Throughout his life, he faced immense challenges, rejection, loss, hardship, but he never gave up. He remained patient and trusted Allah through it all. His example teaches us that patience doesn't mean resignation or passivity. It means continuing to strive and maintain a positive attitude, even when the journey seems long and difficult. It's about trusting that every struggle has a purpose and that Allah's wisdom is greater than our understanding. When we apply patience in our lives, we not only develop resilience, but also find peace in the knowledge that we are not defined by our struggles. Patience teaches us to focus on the present moment, to give our best effort, and to trust that Allah will guide us through. It's through patience that we learn to surrender the need for control, realizing that Allah has already planned the best outcome for us, even if we can't see it yet. By combining tawakkul, dua, and patience, we can overcome the fear of failure and the desire to give up. We learn to embrace each moment with a sense of trust and peace, knowing that every step we take is a step towards growth. The path may not always be easy, but with Allah's guidance and our patience, we can move forward with confidence, knowing that Allah is with us every step of the way. And when we find ourselves facing setbacks, we remember that patience is not just about enduring. It's about growing through the challenges and trusting that they are leading us to something better. As you continue to build trust in Allah, practice patience, and rely on dua, the final key to overcoming the urge to give up is to focus on your intentions, niyyah. In Islam, the intention behind every action is what matters most. When we align our intentions with our faith and desire to please Allah, it changes the way we view our struggles. Instead of seeing our efforts as futile or overwhelming, we begin to see them as acts of worship, no matter how challenging or small the task may seem. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Actions are judged by intentions, and every person will be rewarded according to what they intended." Sahih Bukhari. This hadith teaches us that the value of our efforts is determined by the intention behind them. So when we face difficulties or feel like giving up, we should remind ourselves of our higher purpose. If our intention is to seek Allah's pleasure, every struggle becomes a meaningful step in our journey to grow closer to Him. Even if the outcome is not as expected, if we've put in sincere effort with the right intention, Allah rewards us for our striving. When we focus on our intentions, we shift the focus from the outcome to the process. We stop obsessing over the end result and instead focus on doing our best for the sake of Allah. This takes the pressure off of achieving perfection or comparing ourselves to others. Our only responsibility is to make the best effort, and the rest is up to Allah. This mindset frees us from the fear of failure, because we understand that the real success lies in the effort and the sincerity of our intentions, not in how things turn out. Islam also teaches us that with the right intention, even the smallest of actions can become an act of worship. Whether it's fulfilling our responsibilities, studying, working, or even taking care of our families, if our intention is to please Allah, those actions hold great value. This allows us to find purpose and meaning in everything we do, no matter how mundane it may seem. With the right intention, the act of striving becomes a means of spiritual growth in connection to Allah. By focusing on your intention, you begin to let go of the fear of failure and the need for perfection. You understand that every effort made with sincerity is rewarded by Allah, regardless of the outcome. This shift in mindset brings peace, as you realize that your worth is not tied to the results of your actions, but to your sincerity and dedication in serving Allah. When you move forward with a clear intention, trusting in Allah, and relying on patience and prayer, you find the strength to keep going, no matter what obstacles you face. The road to success may not always be easy, but with the right intention, it becomes a journey of growth, learning, and ultimately drawing closer to Allah.